Hi good people, Titus here for another Blender tutorial, and in this video I'll show you how to quickly create spiraled ramps. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we'll sacrifice our default cube to the Blender gods, and then next we're going to go to our edit menu, select preferences, and we have to actually add an add-on. The add-on that you'll want to enable is the extra curve objects add-on. You can see we get some different options here. Once you have that enabled, you can press Shift A, and then under the curve menu there's a curve spiral option, and then we're going to choose the Archimedean. From there we have a little properties box that opens up in the bottom left corner, and we have a couple different options here. So we have a radius and a height. The radius is obviously how wide it's going to be, but the height is going to be basically how big the split's going to be. The number of steps is basically how many vertices are going to be along the curve, so it'll give you a like a finer overall look depending on the resolution that you're going for. And then the number of turns is basically going to be how many times that replicates. So if you increase that, you can basically increase, how tall it's going to be. For the radius and height, I'm actually going to go to a 5, just to make it a little bit taller. And then we'll tab into object mode, and this is now going to be our spiral ramp. Now if we go back into edit mode, you'll notice if we try to extrude, that doesn't really work. You'll see it creates a couple extra vertices, but this is not typically what we're used to or what we want. So we'll press Ctrl Z to undo that. The main reason that is because this object is still a curve, or a spiral, as you can see by this little icon here. So what we can do is tab into object mode, right click, convert it to a mesh, and then you'll notice our little icon changes here. And now if I tab back into edit mode, press A to select all my vertices, I can now extrude, and this is pretty much more or less what I'm used to, and then I can press S to scale, and then I can press Shift Z just to go in the X and Y axes. And then I'll basically set a thickness of my ramp, maybe go right about there, and then I can press A to select it all, and I might as well just come to face select, and now we can extrude the thickness of the actual ramp wall. And then just like that, we have our spiral ramp. We can shade smooth, shade auto smooth. You can use this for springs, pistons, some type of curve ramp, pretty much. It's very versatile, a lot of different things you can create with this. But all right, everyone, we'll cut it here, but as always, thanks for watching, consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.